My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need! And I hope you enjoy the video. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got some more of the Callisto protocol footage. My brothers and sisters, you guys already know how I feel about this game. Ever since they revealed this game, I've pretty much been on this game's nuts. Probably my most anticipated game for the remainder of this year. I'm more excited for this game than the RE4 remake. I'm more excited for this game than the Dead Space remake. Like, I feel like this game is going to be the first great horror game that we get in quite a while. Every time they put out anything new for this game, I always have to watch it, and they put out a performance preview. This junk is almost 11 minutes long. I hope I'm not getting too like overly excited for this game, because which I don't think is true, but like suckers be saying like every time I hype up a game, like it ends up being bad, and a game that I don't care about, then it ends up being good. That's a false narrative that like some of my viewers are like trying to accuse me of. That's not what happens. They can name Dying Light 2 and freaking Elden Ring, and like all of a sudden like everything that like every time I've talked about a game, this is what happens when I'm hyped for a game. Man, suck my nuts. Anyway.
Because your new life is entirely in my hands.
This game is
games
gonna be
originated
freaking so
within
great.
space, and soon thereafter horror. Our latest combination of these
Horror.
two sources forms our petrifying preview of what could be a killer app. Built by a newly established team in striking distance, which grew from approximately 50 to just over 200 in that time, all whilst working remotely, to say this is a monumental achievement would be understating it a little. The big technological leaps, though, will be true, at its core at least, on last and current generation. But now generation plus high-end PC is where it will raise the bar further. And that can only mean one thing: ray tracing. Now from the gameplay shown
yes.
here, we can...
Haptics. SSD. That glorious ray tracing support.
Keeping with animation, the obvious balance of realism versus fun is clear. You can see how quickly Jacob flicks from an ADS shot, a dodge button, evade, a strike, and then back to shooting again. It all looks fluid and dynamic.
Man,
but
these
clearly
freaking
cuts frames
infected
short to enable this
people,
fast reaction
whatever
time.
they freaking
I hope
are, it
this
look
carries over to
amazing.
cutting short other actions, such as a stomp being quickly swapped to a dodge. The reason the game looks so close to a movie is the accomplished and clearly expensive, from a rendering time point of view, post effects being used. These photorealistic models, which are so good at first I thought we had real video mixed into gameplay at first glance. Now much of this is the brilliant subsurface scattering on
Seamless
skin,
transitions?
giving soft, pinky and fleshy tones, to high resolve depth of field, emphasizing the detail of eyes, hair, with a subtle and gradual gradient drop off,
To see the
emulating
sweat.
a 35mm camera perfectly. This, along with that per object motion blur, dynamic per pixel lighting, and soft penumbra shadows and self occlusion, all enhance the high quality assets.
My man
that
just
are
said a
film
whole
level
bunch of
at this
words. I don't
point.
know what he
This
meant.
is all wrapped up with that beautiful
Sounds great,
spectacular
though.
highlights of sweat and water.
Quick question. Y'all think, because this is being made by the same creators that did Dead Space, do y'all think that this game is going to be, as far as horror, more scary than the, you know, mainly the first two Dead Space games and all of the stuff that they did with the necromorphs and the setting? Or do you feel like it'll be close to that, but not quite? Because I just recently played Dead Space, like, for the first time in, like, what, 2017 or 18? Even playing that on PC today, I was still wowed. Because, you know, you can just up the settings and, you know, it still looks great. So, but I was wowed by still, like, how great that game looks like on PC. And just the necromorphs and how scary they are, and setting and all that different stuff. I will tell you this though, this game looks way more gory and bloody than Dead Space. I'll say that. And Dead Space was gory and bloody as well, but the stuff I've seen in this game so far, like,
it can never be overstated just how vital a top-tier, high-quality post-effect suite is to a game or movie's visual impact and identity. And the Callisto protocol here is at god-tier levels.
my man said god tier. I'm interested to also see the different type of guns they got in this game.
Industry veterans that formed and lead the studio's direction. I had the pleasure to speak to one of those in Mark James. As the chief technical officer of Striking Distance Studios, he was intrinsic in the studio's techniques, technology, and its incredible results. We discussed the ray tracing used.
This was an area we created from scratch. We knew we wanted a gore system that hit all the components of a great horror game. Our gore system blends blood splatter, chunk creation, and dismemberment to create the most realistic system we could. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? We wanted gore to be a diegetic, whatever that means, health bar for each enemy, representing realistic flesh, muscle, and skeletal wounds. Not only was this be used on enemies, but we also used this to represent the gory player deaths in the Callisto protocol. Even losing is a visual feast. Yes. I love it. Bro, again, I feel like because we haven't really gotten a lot of like good horror games as of late, and kind of just the times that we in today, like, yo, you can't be too violent. Oh, my eyes. I love when a game has like great gore, man. That's actually one thing that really got me into Gears of War. The first time I played Gears, I was like, yo, I love like seeing like heads pop. Like that's one of the things that's what made Gears so like great, and like chainsawing players and like seeing the blood splatter like all over the screen. I love when a game has great gore, especially if it's a horror game.
Soundscape and mixing are practically 50%
filling
of
a Dead
Space.
Space.
And it
No
is
pun
here
intended.
that I have to mention the elephant in the room. Due to the creative lead being none other than industry veteran Glenn Schofield, this does have a Dead Space spirit, which should not be a shock, but it also shares its heart and passion.
Of course.
Sound can be a key tool in a developer or director's toolbox, enabling anxiety or
and that's the thing with me. Like, you got some people saying that, oh, this is just a Dead Space clone. Like, if that's a bad thing. Freaking Dead Space was amazing. If we gonna get 2 Dead Space tier games within the span of a few months with this game and then the Dead Space remake, and you complaining about that, man, $60, please. I will buy both of those willingly.
Or urgency if it's coming from behind. To discuss a soft, squelchy, wet gore as you strike it in the head, or have your own torn off.
I freaking love it, bro. Man literally just ate his whole face.
Blends, the trademark diving mass breathing, the squelch of gore, or a meaty foot stomp really drives home the effort, angst, and horror that awaits us. Inspiration is always a delicate balance.
That Dead Space remake gonna be crazy too, though.
But here the team pay respects to the previous title. If not, lay it to rest.
Got to, man. Press F to pay respects.
The Foley mix and soundscape is a key tool alongside the physicality of the game's UI. Ammo is all on the gun, health on your neck, added to by your breathing. The levels and tide.
Wow, I didn't know what that jump was. That's actually cool. So the ammo shows up on the gun and your health is on your neck. I actually like that. That there's not like a actual like health bar on the screen. You gotta like look at the back of your neck. I was wondering like what that was exactly.
Breathing, the levels and tide animation cycle, all giving you physical tells of where you are. Flashing red lights and sirens warn of danger. Soft yellow lights in an open doorway, a possible sanctuary. all reminiscent of Dead Space for sure, but no less impressive and much more important and nuanced than a swamped UI and menu system, following the motto simplify to intensify. And it does wonders.
How you missing this big sucker? I love that this game has a dodge button. Like in Last of Us 2, something like that.
Twice, but striking
the dodge
are doing everything they can to prove those naysayers wrong.
So whatever you're holding on to right there, that's your old.
I feel like this game is gonna be great, man.
And that will just about do it for another deep dive into game technology, previews, and all things video game related. Now, if you are interested in learning more about the Callisto protocol, the wonders the team are delivering, and just how they're doing it from the technology perspective, you can check out the full interview with Mark James over on the IGN website.
So yeah, man, you guys know how I feel about this game. I cannot wait until this game comes out. If you want to say I'm hyping this game up, okay, by all means say it. I think this game is going to be great. It is hands down, at least for the remainder of games we know that's coming out for the rest of this year, this is the game that I'm looking forward to the most. I feel like it's going to be a great return to like a true survival horror game. Looks like the game is actually going to be survival horror and be scary. You know, a lot of these games have like that like survival horror thing to it, but it's not even really scary. It's just like I feel like this game is actually going to be like scary. So I'm really waiting for this game. The freaking gameplay looks great. I love how gory it is. Graphics look great. What are you guys feeling about the Callisto protocol right now? Are you with me and you can't wait for this game and you're hyped for this game as well? Or do you feel like I'm kind of jumping the gun a little bit with this game, saying that I'm more excited for this than the RE4 remake and the Dead Space remake? Let me know down in the comments below, man. But yeah, I will see you suckers in December when this game drops. I wish it came out in October. It'd be so great to play a game like this during freaking the month of October. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till the next video, my brothers and sisters, I'll catch y'all boys. All right.